G'day guys, how you going? Rob here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a return viewer, welcome to all the new ones. Good to have you here. All right, we're talking Ryobi 12 volt chargers for 18 volt batteries. Sounds confusing, I know, but it's not. Basically, if you run the Ryobi range, the 18 volt range, you got 5 amp hour batteries, 2.5, 9s, whatever it might be. For your Ryobi gear, your radio, your chainsaw, your drills, whatever it might be, you're going to want one of these when you go camping. Even the tradies out there, you guys, I'd highly consider this because this will keep your batteries charged up all the time, ready to rock and roll. So how she works, you grab your battery, flip them upside down, click it in, grab your 12 volt socket end. I've got the dual battery system here in the Ranger. I'll link to a video in the description below on the installation of that if you guys want to check it out. It's 120 amp hour AGM battery from Kick-Ass. It's been absolutely fantastic for the 12 months I've got it. Anyway, plug that into your cigarette socket. This thing is nice and snug too. It's not going to rattle out, guys. I've done a run to Birdsville and back. You can check that out as well if you like. I'll leave the playlist description below. 10,000 Ks out to Birdsville, all the corrugated roads. I don't need to talk about that. You guys know how rough it is out there, and if you don't, check out the playlist. This thing didn't fall out once. It was absolutely fantastic, and this thing just charged its way whilst I was driving along. You know what, guys? You don't even need a dual battery system to run this. As long as you don't keep it plugged in, you could plug this into your cigarette socket at the front of your car in the cab, and you'll be able to charge your goodies as they drive along. Now, the way it works, you plug your battery in, you plug it into the 12 volt, obviously, and then you've got a whole bunch of different illuminated LED lights. So you've only got the 2 lights, I should say, but they have a whole range of different patterns, which are labeled on the front, so you don't forget, but I'll quickly run through them for you. Solid red by itself means you're plugged into your 12 volt battery. It's got power, which is great news. A blinking red means it's checking your battery. So you put your battery in and it just blinks for a few seconds just to check the battery, make sure it's all good, make sure it's compatible. And this is a lithium ion or NiCad, I think it said, battery charger, so only those 2 types of batteries. If you get the 2 LEDs and they're blinking, you get a red and a green and they're constantly blinking and they don't stop blinking, there's something wrong with your battery, guys. Take your battery out, you may need to get a new one. It's probably the end of its life if they're both flashing. If you've got a solid red and then the green's flashing by itself, she's charging up, baby. Now the charge time, I know you're all wondering that, about 2 hours from dead flat for a 5 amp hour, which I think is pretty good. Like if you're driving to the next camp or the next site, or you're out for the day and you just chuck this on while you're going bushwalking or something like that, you'll come back and she'll be charged up, ready to go. It'll continue to blink green with the red light on, charging until it's full. Once it's full, the red light goes off and the green light stays illuminated. Simple as that. To remove it from the charger, press down the 2 buttons like on all Ryobi batteries, pull it out. If you're new to the channel, you know I've started doing what I call Akubra ratings, mainly on trips and things, so we're going to start doing it on gear. So 5 Akubras is awesome, 1 Akubra is bad. Now on this bit of kit, I would have loved to have seen an Anderson plug, but that's okay. Like I said, the 12 volt cigarette, it's there nice and snug, particularly on the Kick-Ass battery box. It's just absolutely perfect. It doesn't rattle around, doesn't fall out. It's already fused, 8 amps, so you got the protection you need. So out of 5 Akubras, I'm going to give it 5. 5 Akubras, guys. How good is that? I can't fault this thing. Like I said, it's done that run out to Birdsville and back and didn't fail me once. Only takes 2 hours to charge from flat. If your battery's not flat, it's half flat or whatever. You're looking at 40 minutes to an hour, and you'll be back up to full charge, and you'll be able to plug it back into your devices, things like the chainsaw, and then you'll be able to cut up some firewood for fire that night at camp, and away you go. If you're in the market or you're thinking about getting one, don't hesitate, guys. I hesitated a little while because they are about 120 bucks from Bunnings. In the end, I'm really glad I brought it, and it makes such a difference when you've got all these little devices that you take to camp, especially the chainsaw. So there you go, guys, the Ryobi 18 volt, 12 volt charger for your Ryobi kit. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. How do you keep your batteries charged out there? I'd love to know. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.